And we start with the latest on the government's plans to send migrants to Rwanda. Home Secretary Suella Braverman has defended the proposals. It was a lively exchange in the House of Commons earlier, but it's been a big day for the Rwanda scheme because Braverman was actually in the Rwandan capital Kigali over the weekend. We've got an exclusive interview with her and our very own Mark White. That's available on our YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. But Braverman basically thinks that she might have been able to get those European judges to back down and, well, allow the flights to take off, which was seen as maybe the final brick in the wall when it comes to getting the illegal migration bill, for want of a better phrase, off the ground. Also, she has come out swinging, saying that people who oppose the deportation scheme to Rwanda or processing scheme to Rwanda are basically out-of-touch lefty snobs. Let's find out now what GBNews' presenter Nigel Farage makes of it all. Nigel is with me. Yes, there he is. Good stuff. OK, well, look, what do you make of the latest developments when it comes to Suella Braverman's migrant Rwanda push? The Euro judge is set to back down. Do you believe that?
I believe it when I see it. I don't know. I mean, let's face it, over the course of the last 3 years, we've heard this government tell us again and again that they'd found a solution to the boats crossing the English Channel, to all these young, undocumented males coming into our country. And thus far, all we've seen are the numbers increase. So look, let's hope she's right. Let's hope the judges in Strasbourg relent. Although I have to say, as a Brexiteer, I don't really want judges in Strasbourg having any say over our border, migration and deportation policy. We're getting a lot of optimism from Suella Braverman. Well, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
Yeah, the other element to it that she said to Mark White was about the fact that some of the people who oppose the Rwanda deal, they've not been to Rwanda themselves, and that actually they're quite snobbish, and that their own lives aren't impacted as a result of, well, frankly, mass immigration as a whole.
Well, yeah.
Argue, but illegal migration. Go on, your views, Nigel.
Yeah, look, generally what you find is that mass migration, rising population, the people it hits the worst in our society are those who are the poorest. Generally, people living in £4 million homes in Chelsea don't have too much of a problem with this because it just means they get cheaper staff to work in their kitchens. But even if the Rwanda plan by this summer started to work, bear this in mind. We already have a minimum of 450 hotels around the country that have been filled. There are getting on for 60,000 young men in these hotels. And look where I am now. I'm at Scampton, where the former Dam Busters base is about to become a migrant centre. We're going to do our damnedest to stop it. So even if Rwanda kicks in this summer, we already have on our shores a massive, expensive existing problem.
And just very finally, Nigel, because I know you've got a fantastic show to prepare for, and it will be great and fantastically well viewed as well because it's such an important topic. But when it comes to the latest polling data, Matt Goodwin put out a poll which appeared to show that just 16% of people strongly disagree with the government's illegal migration bill. But you wouldn't know that looking at Twitter, would you? How out of touch do you reckon social media is to real life?
I tell you what, I'd love Gary Lineker to come to Scampton today, to come and knock on doors in the street of this village. And I think you'd find out that Lineker, his podcast pals and his mates at the BBC are a very small minority. And yes, probably a fifth of the country think what's going on is acceptable. There is a huge silent majority out there whose voice has not yet fully been heard. And we at GB News are going to give them every chance to do that.